And why is physical fitness so important for brain health?
Well,
a lot of people don't make this connection.
No, this is huge, and I think this will be the new wave in therapy. At least I hope I do. It is. Okay, so your psyche or how you think, right? So we think therapy in terms of, I got bullied when I was a kid, I didn't get that, I didn't get the pony, I didn't get the Barbie, whatever. It's not really that. It's like how we interpret those events. So if my cognition, my ability to process, is jacked up because I'm eating Twinkies and Jolt, with a little Red Bull on the side, then we're not going to think ever correctly. So we know now, like what we're reading now in the literature, is that psychiatrists are now saying, like, hey, there's a relationship between mood disorders and allergies. There's a relationship between, what you put in your body and how your brain works.
100%.
Yeah, so like every morning it's like, man, green powder, red powder, yellow powder in that thing. Do I like it? No. Can I chug it really fast? Yep.
Right.
And, and it's just like, yeah, it's just, so I think, but it's also this thing of physical mastery, right?
Yep.
So it's the idea, we don't want to attack things that hurt, right? So the biggest thing physically is like, am I hurting myself or does it just hurt? So when I'm working with my trainer, it's like, oh man, my legs, I hate doing lunges. Okay, and I feel like, my legs are burning, but nothing bad's happening. It's just literally like, my unfitness is crying tears. And, that's what the sweat is. But if I'm not willing to suffer a little bit physically, if I'm not willing to embrace suffering, I can never embrace change. And so I think physical, like, just the things like making your bed, cleaning your house, keeping your car clean, just the way you dress, making sure things are done when they're supposed to be, like the military would call it being squared away.
Nice.
Just being squared away,
Sure.
right? Then that kind of does that. And then the gym is just one more thing. So to me, like I just started boxing. So just learning how to box. And, it sucks. I mean, I got a great guy.
Right.
But it's like, man, this guy, I thought it was only like a half hour. It's like an hour and a half.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, dude, we're good. In my head.
Right.
And my brain is coming up with all these alibis. Oh, wow, my arm,
Yeah.
But it's like, no, man, it's kind of like your body is the private, your brain is the general. The body's supposed to say, sir, we have a problem. And the general's supposed to say, yeah, but this is what we're going to do.
Yeah. Will you try to incorporate boxing into therapy?
My one kid, that's one of the reasons I reached out to Wayne, who's training me, because I have these kids who go, I'm getting beat on. And like, can you help me? And I always ask the mom or the dad, hey, is it, I can.
Right, right.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Is it permissible in the family dynamic? And so, man, yeah, I've had kids, I have mitts and gloves in the car, and man, they just wail on them and they get so happy because then they have a greater sense of control.
Well, absolutely. And I also wanted to talk about, just because I know, in like, even addiction recovery and depression and all, the physical fitness side of like starts to release endorphins and all that. Can you talk just a little bit about that?
Well, this is the thing, right? So as therapists, people have been trained to deal with the rational side of the brain, never the emotional side of the brain, right? So, breathe, take a time out. Okay, so here's the deal. The limbic system, that emotional side of the brain, incredibly powerful. So literally when we work out, we are grounding the limbic system. And like they tell you to breathe, but last year I did a Wim Hof course, and Wim Hof is this Danish guy who swam under the Arctic Circle, went up to Everest in a pair of running shorts to the kill zone. And he just goes, the cold is your friend, and teaches you how to breathe. So I think we can hack our brains. And I think one of the coolest things I can do for an adult or a kid is teach them how to have mastery over their brain. And then when they have mastery over their brain, then they have mastery over their behavior.
100%. And that, well, first of all, self-mastery is an ongoing process.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
But when you're able to tap into that, that's when you don't derail.
Right.
And you're able to maintain.
And when you're feeling like you're going to derail, like my answer is like, if I feel like I'm going to derail, and that's like 2-3 times a week, man, it's just like run more, do more push-ups, lift more, do more pull-ups. And then once I sweat that out, I'm centered again.
Yes, 100%.